And good morning, everybody. Welcome to another day where you help choose my adventure. So since the last episode, I've spent a little time getting a couple of our friends here to level up. Let's see. Marcos, Bane of Beast, he's now level 20. His hit points are just under 4,000. However, Junior over here is a hair over 4,000, and that's all because of the perks that he's obtained. He's also got extra strength, so that's great. Unfortunately, lost a little being the expert survivalist. And the foods that they've been eating in order to get leveled up for their hit points, their vitality. So, let's see, we not have a hat this time. There we go, so thick skull, health, and grit, but then he loses grit down here, agility, so he's not as much of a fighter and has a little extra health vitality here, but it's still not as much as Junior over here. Another peak here. See, this is higher. Base. So, his damage bonus is a little more, so he's got a little more strength and a little more hit points. Those two are very good. So, we're going to bring them along with us today. Let's see, did I have them all set up? Okay, all I gotta do is get him some food. So I'm going to have him follow. Remember to use this GUI this time. So they are visible, and I can watch their health. And we grab them a whole bunch of roasts. Although, the only reason I'm doing the roasts right now is because they're better healing than the grilled steaks. At this point, they're already level 20, so that won't make any difference. I'm going to grab some grilled steaks for myself. Give them 2. He does not have a thumper. I have a thumper on me. He does. I don't think I'll need the thumper, but if I see somebody, I will try to swap them out. And there we go. So, what I have planned for today is, with the 2 of them, I'm hoping that maybe we can build us a golem and get them working. Maybe go to Necromos's Spire if I have some time to try to complete that. And we are going to today, so I get these guys up here. I'm going to have to actually tell them to stop. Alright, you guys just hang out right here. We are going to build us a golem. So I've gone through and started. So at the Guardian Assembly Station, a couple pieces I've found, a couple pieces I've gone and built. So we've got the Radiant Guardian Helm. If we look at this, it is a Guardian part, it's the head. It's made out of iron and glowing. The radium gives it a glowing effect. Then we have the Guardian torso. It's just an iron torso. An empty arm, another empty leg, and I had a stone leg, so I put that in there. We could upgrade and put in another leg, or could make it anything. There's a couple, and I'll show you what those are, what they look like. But as you put parts in, the health and armor go up. So if I take out, say, the arm, those numbers drop. Then we'll put it back in, we'll go back up. So, depending on what you make it out of, depends on how much health and armor it gets. You cannot heal a golem at all. So once they're done being built, you use them, As they take damage, that's permanent. When they break, you can recover some of the parts. You can recover the blood crystals that you made them with. So here at the Golem workbench, I've got a couple extra pieces and parts. I've got an empty arm, 2 empty arms here, iron guardian hull or head that I've found, and I have another stone arm. So in order to make these, so here's the iron guardian empty arm. You need iron bars, some reinforcements, a chemical base, and some blood crystal to make all the parts. So the numbers vary based on what you're making. If you want to also make a brimstone piece, and brimstone pieces, when they get hit, they actually spew, whatever, a toxic gas, much like the Shattered Springs, and it's poisonous for anybody around it, including yourself. So what I've done is, with an Iron Guardian empty arm, I've also went and created a two-handed steel great axe. So another knowledge point I had to spend to be able to make these tools. So in this case, an axe. Let's go ahead and figure it out. So that's a Stone Guardian axe arm. And come down here, we have the maul. Here it is. That's a maul. Hey, where's the axe arm? There it is. Iron Guardian axe arm. Not in a very good order here. So with the iron arm and the great axe, I can craft one of these. Basically, I'm attaching it to the arm. Grab that. Come over here, and now we have all the pieces together. So he will autonomously harvest trees if we set him to do that. Let's go ahead, open that back up. There we go. Click on the recipe for animate, and do it. So we go through this whole animation, and I'm doing it during an eclipse. That's amazing. And now we pause. Now I have a golem. See the glow on the wall? That is from his head. Let's go ahead and have him follow for a moment. Come out here. Oh, it's a sandstorm. Awesome. Let's go back inside. It must be passing just in time. I don't have to go outside right now, but what we can do here is with this golem, you can set behavior. Do not offer, there we go. If you just hit him, hit E, we can check out his inventory has 10 slots. If I wanted to harvest something, I can put it down here. I could say harvest sticks, branches. I could say harvest wood, or bark, and he will go try to find those from trees. If I said resin, he would harvest resin. If he cared a maul, he would be able to harvest stone or iron or crystals, those kind of things. It's all dependent on what he has in his hand, depends what he can harvest. Clear it up, so this is good. Oh, great, good stuff. They run pretty quick, so you don't have to worry too much about that aspect of them. Now, in order for him to gather these things, Why don't I have any wood? I was going to see if I could find some wood and have him go gather some. Apparently I don't have any wood. Alright, well. I'm going to set him to see if he finds some resin. Let's send him up for resin. If he comes back with some, perfect. If not, the golem will seek out and harvest these resources. Okay, maybe not resin. That's no question. I don't necessarily need sticks, but let's find out if he will do this. We will find sticks. Should go tell him to go do it. Let's see, do I have any? No, I don't have any. Yep, so I don't have any wood. I'm not sure how well he's going to do out here because we don't have a lot for him to do. I'm going to tell him to stop following. Let's go ahead and put him on guard. I'll put him over here by the diamond. There we go. That way, put him over here by the carpenter because I'm going to have him be gathering sticks and so. There's the effects. So this will be the night cycle, which is almost complete. That was pretty cool. Alright. So the eclipse of the sun. And with my day-night cycle on this server, for the community, it goes through the nighttime pretty quick. But I still think that you have enough time to watch this, and it's really kind of cool. I'll give that below. That is really cool. Alright, let's go ahead and gather up our buddies over here. Because where we are going today is where we will use the Staff of the Triumvirate. This, if you remember, we got from the dregs, and we are going to head over to the Tower of Bats. So the Tower of Bats is nearby. It is not very far off. Let's go ahead and walk out this door. And we can see it from here. So this is one reason why we did like the location that we have here. And let's bring up the map. So the location here, G6, is close to a lot of locations, very central to the map. Also in a great location for the obelisk at the sinkhole. So it makes for great transportation ability. You can using a map room or on our community server using our community witch for teleportation, Samantha. You can get to any of the obelisks around the map that you have visited her at. So we can easily go over to the sinkhole, we can easily go to the summoning place, we can even get over the Mechamosis Spire as we're close. The Tower of Bats is right over here, that's pretty close. We could easily get down to Sender's Refuge, even the Black Galleon, even on up toward the Savannas here. So, as you can see, it's got a great location. And that's kind of why we chose this. Alright, so we are getting close to the end of the eclipse. Okay, let's go ahead and work our way on over to the Tower of Bats. Now, let's see, I have a pick, I have cleaver, knife, I have staff with a triumvirate, punch barrels. Let's make sure I don't mind using those. I don't want to be using the explosive arrows. We'll use those later. I don't need that. Food's looking good. Alright. The rotten food falling. We'll head on over. So if you'd like to join, this is a community server, as I've said. Go ahead and take a look in the description below or in our chat here while we're live. There is a link to the community Discord. Go ahead and join us over there and you will find access to this server. As I do wander the lands, sometimes I do come across your bases and your places, and I will call them out. Very good. There we go. So we're all using legendary weapons. Ravager's Craft. So let's go ahead and back up a little bit. Well, lamplighter could have been helpful too. We could use one to light up our torches and turn them off. Let's see here. No, guys. No. I'm trying to set you up. Alright. Now you can take your home. So now I don't think we'll find anyone back here, but I want to make sure. Go ahead and take their primary weapon so that they are not killing everybody. Now they will use bumpers, as I like to call them. Okay, stop gathering stones, please. Stop getting plants. Alright, here, yeah, move. If you hold down E, it works better. But I'm so used to hitting E. There we go. Did they even go? I want them to has to find people before I get it. Carpenter 2. Yeah, we don't need him. Alright, before he notices. So we'll junior that. You can have that. And they can get home. While I look around, let's see what's here. Nothing. Yeah, it's not. Alright, so while we're over here, if you have never been over this way, we're just running around the location for the Tower of Bats. So this is Ravager's Cleft. Tower of Bats is over here. There are a few things to kind of make note. There is a world boss, Scorpion, down there. There are right here. Come in, and you can learn War Dance. Dance. Now I know War Dance. Oh, she's not screaming. Interesting. There it is. little more impressive when, you know, Conan does it. Oop, there is a fight coming. Let's go ahead and convince them to do that. Oh, sure. They finished it. Okay. Alright. If we just continue to run around and find different locations, different things. Bring her down here. Nope. Nobody worth it. There's a little camp up there too. Yeah, good enough. You know, I don't think we're going to run back. No, really? Come on, I'm here. Stop picking stuff up. If I double tap E, I'm trying to tell them to stop. It's a Yogg High Priest. I don't think we need a priest. Can I roll, please? Yeah, we're not going to bother with a priest today.
Will be as meaningless as your life.
More arrows. See, I tend not to make arrows. I find so many of them. If I attack that guy, I'll probably fall. So. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab what we wanted out of there. Well, they knocked him off the cliff, so that's fine. Good thing he didn't have anything I wanted. I'm going to stick to that statement. You know, he might. So, that is where we need to go. And obviously you can't get over here from, get over there from here. So we're going to go ahead and descend. Let's see if those guys can get down faster than me. That hurt. There's a big cliff there, so if you want to make that jump, just be aware of that. Let's go ahead and use up some rough wraps, because those are weak and I want to get rid of them. That won't do very much. Hey, not too bad, actually. Go ahead and eat a little bit. Did I make it down here? Okay. So we need to climb up. Now that's where this gets difficult. There are a few different ways to go. You want to look for locations that you can rest at. And start with a full stamina bar. Coming up this side, there's a nice ledge here. Looks like there's a small little ledge right here. We'll keep that climb going. There we go. Let's see here 1 second. Sorry about that. I'm going to bring that forward on another screen so I can look at it. Make sure I see you guys when you come in. Say hi. Alright, you could walk around here until they pop up. They'll fight what's down there. We can climb. One thing Conan hasn't figured out yet is how to get you up the ledges. I find going at an angle, you can generally make that little jump while pushing forward so that you can spring up and onto the ledge. Stamina. And of course they just look at me and say, what took you so long? Alright. Now there's a couple things that we want to find up here. First, we have some glowing artifacts on the sides here. If you look at one, you're reading the other one as well.
Slave. In the beginning, it was
Oh,
with the
that's the
cold
night
winds
episode.
of cosmic space blowing through it. We have not forgotten our origin, slave, nor the immensity of the void. Nightly, the star dreamers search the heavens for their wisdom, and at midnight, a moonbeam messenger carries the whispered dreaming back to the Warmaker, the Archivist, and the Priest King. Thus is our future read from the heavens and engraved on this earth. Your service here will bring you much honor.
And little note, and I think what he's referring to, if you consider what he said, is that someone's whispering to them while they're bringing in information. Well, that would be, if you can see it, there's a bat at the very top of the stairs. Alright, so let's head on up. Let's have a little sip of water. There's the tower bats. I'll bring the map up so you can get a good location. So right there. The base was here. When we get up to this point, so at the first, even second technically, but the first gate before the bat, look off to the left here. There's a book. Go ahead and get the book. You learn cooking specialist, or specialist cooking 8. Those are recipes you can use at the fire, or at the stoves. And let's go ahead and head on up to the bat. Let's go ahead and it spotted me. I was trying to find a place where we won't get knocked off. Nice, they pushed it backwards. Let's go ahead and get behind it a little bit. Not too close to the edge. You don't want it to knock you off if does its little attack. He does swing wide with those wings. And then there's that. Whoop, don't fall off, don't fall off. Now with this bat, you do want to harvest it and get albino demon bat blood. I don't necessarily need all of this stuff here, but let's see what else we can get. One more hit with the knife. So now we have bat skin, which I don't like carry. Barrel flesh, and then we have one albino bat demon blood. Wait, yes, I pronounced that right. We're going to use that. Come on up. So here is the altar of bats. There's a place that puts something here. And there's something over there. So we're going to hit E and open it. You notice we have the awakened staff of the triumvirate. So we have the staff. Recipe calls for the staff. Let's take a look and see what that looks like. That is pretty cool. I like that. That's really cool looking. And then, oh wait, while we're looking at it. Oh, there's the wrong ones there. There we go. Alright, let's just go ahead and open it back up, and it's complete. As soon as you drop it in, you don't have to, there's no buttons, no to do nothing. It just starts crafting it. We'll let that finish. And there, the staff is now complete. So now the question is does it look different at this point? Very interesting to know if it did change. If it does look different. Let's go ahead and do that again. Let's see. Catch a screenshot of that. So we'll open it back up and we will take the staff. And I'll show you what the staff does here in just a moment. Now that we have it, that's lit. I think there's another one on the other side. I don't know how long that's going to last. Not allowed here. You could place this like a building piece. So there's one on this side too. So it's kind of cool. It kind of indicates to people that you've done it. You're up here. Let's go ahead and hop down here a little bit. Find a fairly safe location to descend. Maybe right here. It's a long ways down and will kill you if you fall too far. And there's unfriendlies downstairs. I see downstairs. Nice, just caught it. Alright. These guys are pretty good. I like them. Alright. But that is the Tower of Bats. And let's go ahead and find a nice little spot. Let's go ahead and we'll put this down. This will be pretty cool. Listen here. Talk to the staff. You can click on it.
Yes, yes! I live again! Oh, may the earth tremble at my coming, and all of that. Oh, hello! Ah, well, I have you to thank for awakening me, yes? Oh, you've done a very great thing. My former masters were upset with my advice. I was thrown into that sewer in a fit of pique. Apparently, my endless wisdom was only at a premium when they were winning the war.
So, this is the guy that was, there's a whole story, a whole lineup of his staff. If this is one of the first things you get in the Exile Lands, you can use this staff and talk to him often. Anytime you do something, you find something unique. If it's in your possession, you can use it and he will tell you things. Might give you hints on where to go next. He might give you an idea of what it is you found. So it's pretty cool. We're going to get back to the basin and I will grab a piece I'll show you. Where's that over here? Flying swords have a slightly odd attack pattern than I'm used to. I like short swords more. And daggers. Oh, that was a cool move. Sliced him as he jumped by. If you want to level up your thralls, this is a very decent place to do it. The hyenas can give you a bit of experience because there are so many of them. Striped hyenas are better. They have more experience. I say better. They have more experience. So. But the spotted ones are about half as good as far as experience goes. Every once in a while, you will find a corrupted hyena here in this area somewhere. I haven't found one in a little while, but they do pop up. Alright, going up. Did I get turned around or what? So I'm heading back to the tower back. I did. I should head kind of this way. Alright. So head think up. So once you get the staff, there isn't much reason to go back up to the Tower of Bats unless you want more albino, that blood for some reason. So, again, not much reason. Let's see here. Maybe take a look at the recipes that you get. There are a number of books around the Exile Lands in different locations, as we saw at the tower, and as we have seen at other various locations around. We found a few, we haven't found all of them yet. But they can create different foods, and the foods can give you different stat increases or abilities. But again, the golem, let's see if he's done anything. I'm getting an inventory opportunity. No, he hasn't gone anywhere. There's one of two reasons. Either we weren't close enough to let him to start walking around, or we don't have any branches for him to go find. Let's see here. Brew stove. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. So as you find recipes, these recipes up here show up. They get a little bit more recipes up here. You get, because you learn in them, you then have the ability to create more. And then here's some other ones. So you can take your roast pond, exotic flesh, and then add some spice, and that comes with spice on. Some of these have set boosts where they will warm you up, like hot coffee. There's iced coffee that'll cool you down. So if you go to the volcano, or if you go to the desert and you're hot, or if you go up north into the snow areas, that will help. Let's see here. This is not cooking. Let's see. With one of the mods, I'll show you the mod here real quick. With the fashionist mod, it gives you the ability to take the cocoons that you get, the silkworm cocoons that you get from the silkworm habitat, combine them with the ranch water in the stove, and you create, as they cook, gossamer and fudge. So the gossamer, obviously you can take those and you can make silk. Bring those over to here, and now I can weave them into silk. You can also do it in your own inventory, but it takes 2 gossamer, where over here with at least a level 2 armor, it only takes 1. So, if you need silk, that is a great way to harvest it. You can also, if you look in here, find your pet grubs, get even more. They just grow when you have compost in it. You just get more grubs. Let's see, where is it we need to take those? I think it was in here. It's been a while. Or when I have the right guy to do it. You can turn them into silk, but you have to have enough of it. Or at least they used to be able to. It might take a higher tanner than 2, but you can then turn, I think it's 5 grub to make 1 silk. But if you farm them, you can have an endless supply of grubs. And you can also keep the grubs. Alright, so that's that. Let's see here. Let's tell our guys to stop. They don't need to follow me. I'm going to run upstairs. Yes, upstairs. Taking my chest over here. We're going to grab the jagged scourge stone. And I'm going to place the staff. So now, with the scourge stone in my hands, I'm going to
Pardon me. I've been trapped in a vat of slug feces for a few thousand years. Makes the throat a little raw. As if I have a throat.
this guy's fine.
Now, on to the terms of our agreement. Now, I promise to serve you, providing wisdom and knowledge until the day I'm returned to the one who summoned me. And in return, you promise not to throw me into any sewers. Sound good? Excellent. Now, let's find out exactly where and when we are. I can see you're wearing a slave bracelet, which means we can't be that far from the capital, or you'd be a pile of exploded guts. So logically, we must find the map room. Now, I need to get the lay of the land.
So, after the first time I sat him down and talked with him, he kind of said, hey, kind of thanks for saving me. Now, he continues the conversation, and he just told you he will talk with you. He will tell you things. So, he's now determined that we're not too far from the capital, which is the unnamed city. We want to find the map room. So he's now directing you, okay, now that you have me, let's go find the map room. And then he's going to be able to tell you, go do this, go do that, go do this. So we've already got the map room, so not a big deal. We talk to him some more.
Oh, look at this place. I haven't seen such a mess since the fall of Fallujah. And look, the archivist. Oh, sorry-looking shade that he is. He could probably tell us something about the current situation. Besides, he used to be thick as thieves with my old master. Together, they created that bracelet you're wearing. He might be able to tell you how to get rid of it. Just don't believe anything he says about me.
So he said, go find the map room. So when you find the map room, then you can put him down and talk to him again. He will then talk to you and tell you that. Now you talk to the archivist and listen to what he says. And then you come back and talk to him again.
Oh, look at this place. I haven't seen such a mess since the fall of Fallujah. And look, the archivist. Oh, sorry-looking shade that he is.
Okay. So he's repeating himself because I have not talked to the archivist. So he's now waiting for me to do that. So once I talk to the archivist, he'll then direct you on where to go after that. So we'll go ahead and we'll pick him back up because we don't need to keep him out right now. So he's in the mode of let's talk to the archivist. So I'll let you go ahead and follow the storyline of that. It is fun. It could be, if you've played this game a lot, it's fine, it's cool. Maybe you haven't ever used the staff and followed it. Maybe that's your next playthrough. Start up, get to the Tower of Bats, or get to the dregs, find the staff. Then get to the Tower of Bats, and use it. And then use that to guide you through gameplay. So that, I think that would be a fun way to do this without, it almost make the game new again for people that are so used to playing this. If you're new to the game, try it out because it will point you in directions that you might not realize unless somebody guiding you in this way. It's guiding you. So in a solo play, you can use that to just walk you through it. If you're in a community, it's easy to ask. You say, hey, where should I go to get this? Where should I go to do this? And, the community will answer. As long as you got a nice community. So, oh, hey. we haven't done this in a little bit. Let's go ahead and use the bench. I've been collecting things as we've been going. So I've made some blood. We've got some weathered skulls. We haven't upgraded our home in a while. So let's go ahead and do that and see what we get. I keep hitting escape. I'm trying to hit tab. So I missed what it gave us only because I was trying to get a screenshot of all that. So if we look under sorcery, now we have reveal corruption. Oh, we've had ice bridge. Oh, we got raised dead. We got the slow fall. We've had that. Let's see. I think these are the new ones. We now have the abysmal mounts. Bloodright we have because that allowed us to build this. That we have stuck our friendly medicine man 2. Okay. Let's see, do we have enough to do the next one? We need demon blood and gray lotus powder. So now we need to find gray lotus, grind it up in order to do this. So this then tells us, hey, we need to do this, we need to do that, which is good. It kind of keeps the game interesting, keeps you moving. And then 10 demon blood. Demon blood's easy. I'll just drop it in there. So now all we're going to do is find gray lotus. That's not as easy usually. As it is, we found some bread. So, yeah, we're going to have to find some more. So as we adventure, let's look for a lotus. We'll grab lotus as we run around. Now, for those that do follow and have seen a little bit, last I knew this bench may be broken. So Evil's Armor's bench might be broken because I can't create anything in here. I'm going to do a little research and see. I was able to create something before it broke. And I think with the new chapter, it is disabled. That'll be something we'll work on. Well, we've created a golem. It's pretty cool looking. They have a lot of hit points. They are, I think they're pretty powerful from what I saw. But again, once they break, they're broken. You can't heal them back up. Let's see, do we have any other parts? Let's go ahead and stick some parts in there. We have an iron head. And that's an empty iron. We'll have to make some weapon for it. Do I have enough to make this? Now we're going to need some iron bars. Stone, empty iron. So now, one thing to test out is if a stone arm compared to an iron arm will gather more resources. So let's go ahead and we're going to leave the iron arm in there because we'll probably use that to make a weapon arm. There's an arm, there's a head. Those armor's health has gone up. We could put a different head in there. We could put in one of these. So health was 4650, 164. If we swap it, the health went up. Nope, health drops quite a bit, and the armor drops. However, the idea is that when they die, their head falls off to the ground. It rolls a little bit and blows up. Now, if you're in the radius, you're going to blow up too. But we'll go ahead and put iron one in there. That's what I want to use. I haven't figured out the use for the Magi Skull just yet. What I want to do with it. Oh, hey, I do have some. Let's go ahead and take one. I forgot I put some over here. It's been a little while. Go ahead and put that in there. Oh, we got 200. That's perfect. That takes 500. I don't need that. Here's a leg. We can make a leg. So, yeah, we make a leg. Yeah, obviously we'll have to gather more supplies. See more. And you slowly assemble a new guardian or golem. Let's see, now that we have the wood, we're going to talk with him. We're going to tell him, hey, let's go find wood. So he will harvest branches and wood. I don't think he would do resin because he would need not a slicing weapon, but he would need some sort of pick style weapon, or whichever one it is that could be them all, like doing the like rocks. Could you use a pick on rocks? Yeah, he's lighting up my face. I should do that. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I like this guy. Let's go ahead and take a picture of him. Alright. So, look on. Let's see who we have. Get both our guys with us. Let's see. I really do need more healing potions. We would need a lot more concentrate. And compost. In order to grow the aloe, or, well, the lotuses especially, the aloe, I'm going to double check. Okay, I got a lot. There we go. So, aloe, you can just add regular compost. The lotus, you have to add the potent compost. Potent compost is, you need ash to do it, or if you are using this mod here for Emberlight, you can make it using different things. You can make dung and raw ash and blood, raw ash, dung. It takes regular compost to enhance it, or and a light of scarlet. I've never found one of those. We're gonna have to see if we find one of those. So ash and blood. So you have to have ash and either dung or blood. In order to get dung, you can do that. You can have an animal in here and you can feed it. And, well, what does any animal do when you feed it? Let's see here. Alright, let's go over there, guys. What we don't have here is if you have a horse in, this is considered a animal pen. So you can put an animal in here. And unfortunately, when you put these guys out, you can't put them back in. So this is considered an animal stall, and this is an animal pen. This one you can actually make horses with. Or, but then you can feed them, and they will make dung. Yeah, my armor. Yeah, he's not going to go anywhere because we don't have enough trees around here. That, or he's stuck inside the walls and doesn't know how to get out. Let's go ahead and leave this open. Disable close. Leave that open. So, if any of you want to come and visit, you can come up the elevator and come in this way. You can also come in that gate. You're welcome to come on in, take a look around, see how I built this place. Stay tuned for some videos in the future showing how to do some of this. Like, how did I do those towers and the windows? How do I, how do I make some roofs? Maybe some ideas on how to make something that look a certain way, or sometimes more realistic, sometimes more fantastic. I'll do that. Alright, let's go ahead and adventure on and see if we can complete that dungeon. Oh, before we go, almost forgot. We're going to need, in order to open that dungeon, find them, here we go. We're going to need 30 blood crystal. We didn't need that, but we were trying to make some more healing items. I don't have a lot. I don't have the ability to make any right now. We can do 2 more of these. That would not be very helpful. 2 more healing wraps. Again, not very helpful. There is one place that we could make stutter wraps, or get them. I think they're stutter wraps. But my community said go to the Tower of Bats instead. To get them, we would have to adventure up here to this area here. I think we will do that soon. Let's see, my poll. That would be the King's Niche. Niche, something like that. So we should do that one of these days. So without having all the healing I really need, it would be pretty deadly to go into the new dungeon today. So I will work on gathering the aloe that we need. This takes a little while. We'll get that done, and we'll continue from there. We'll see if we want to go to the niche and get some wraps to help out. We'll have to determine what else we're going to do. I think at this point, I'm also going to, as I'm thinking, I'm also going to go around and try to find a few other thralls, because I think we need a few other ones. The Shemite Dancer is a level 2, so she's not very powerful. If I get her leveled up, I can just leave her here in order to help with corruption. But if I find another thrall, maybe a named one if I can find one, level her up, or him, whatever we find, and we can turn them into a nice fighter with the ability to remove corruption, and we can try to go through the arena, which also leads to the sinkhole. So if we come in the arena, it actually leads underground to the sinkhole. So that would be a big adventure. And take a look, see what's in there, and maybe some tactics to how to beat it. So I'm going to put a poll in the community. So head on over to Discord. The poll will ask a few possible locations that you want me to go, so you can help choose my adventures. And we are going to, we'll have the arena in there. We will have the King's Niche. There's also a couple other places that I will put on there, because I think at this point I'm also ready to be able to take a look and see if we can find the next piece for the Scourge Stone. So that will be one. We'll have to see that some of them take long, some things take longer than others, so I will see about lining them up so that we're not overwhelmed with a tremendous amount of time trying to do more than one thing that are really long. Let's see, we also have a quick review of some things we have to do and might want to do. We have Claw's Stronghold, so we got that to do. We have King's Niche up here that we can do and get those wraps. We have to come into the northern jungle and do some things in there. We haven't been to New Asgard, never pronounced that properly. We haven't been up to the frozen area very well. We've only hit Skyfall Ridge. We have not been into the volcano. We haven't gone around the mounds and done anything up there. We have the Tortured King to find. We haven't adventured the southern jungle too much. We've kind of hit the edges here. There's a dungeon down here that we haven't been into. So there's still quite a bit to do. We are going to do them one at a time. If there's small things, maybe two at a time. But me doing those will be you telling me which to do as we continue to adventure in the Exile Lands. Why did I do that? I hit the buttons. So, we now have a new friend over here. I think he looks like a really good guardian. Alright. So, I hope you've enjoyed this rather short episode compared to my usual ones. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that like button below and subscribe so you can be notified of future videos. I'd like to thank you for allowing me to share my playtime with you. I look forward to seeing you next week live. And take a look at my other videos on here on YouTube. We've got adventures with Dragonfire, where I'm doing those on a server that is more vanilla than this. This has got lots of mods. And I take you around and show you some things there. I also have videos with City Skylines where I create a city and manage it, make sure that my traffic's great and everything's profitable. Yeah. So I thank you for allowing me to share my playtime with you. Have a good day.